Good morning, gang. Afakasi Raider, Nutty, Raider, Nate, back at it again for another edition of Wake Up Nation. And I see Bentha already in the building, as well as Robert and my guy on 6 leaving the comments. And Westside, my guy. Good morning to you. Nutty, Raider, Nate, as you like to say. What's happening?
What's happening? Luke, my dog Afakasi, all the people in the chat, all my dogs. We back at it, bye week, all the good stuff. Take a little break, lick our wounds and all that, and fucking try to make sense of what's been going on this season.
Lick our wounds, right?
But so it's been a tough season, but we still here. It's still Raiders,
bitch. Still Raiders, bitch.
Yeah.
But it is bye week blues, right?
Jesus.
Seems like there's nothing but bad news that brings us together, right?
Every week, bro. It's just a therapy session with Afakasi Raider.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, I was talking to you off stream. Like, do we really want to go over the game again? Not really. It was 4 days ago. We know what happened. We lost. We got blown out. Blah blah blah. We fired our offensive coordinator, Luke Getsy. See you. Goodbye. Get the fuck out of here. Salute to you, Cool Kev. I see you in the building. Who else do we fire? Our offensive line coach and our quarterback coach.
Yep.
Right.
We need to fire the medical staff and the training staff too.
My god,
the way everybody dropping like flies, bro. Deuce Gruden gotta go. And I've been saying this since last year, but what do I know?
Is it the conditioning, or could it? Sometimes, like, I feel like maybe it's conditioning, maybe it's just bad luck. Like, sometimes these things just happen.
I also heard, I forget who said it, but it made a lot of sense. Telesco came over here and brought that injury bug with him, because you know how the Chargers are always injury prone every year in and year out.
Right. Okay.
Telesco brought that juju over here, like, fuck, bro. So I don't know what to say about that either. But he drafts good, I guess. We just can't stay healthy.
Right. I mean, that was God. We lost 4 offensive linemen, starting nickel corner and Nate Hobbs, and our best defensive tackle that's left, that's not injured, in Adam Butler. So not good.
We're hurt.
I'll tell you another thing. I guess it doesn't surprise me that he was fired, being that, like, did you see the stat of? I was half awake when I was trying to power through the last quarter and a half of the game, because I've been taking some night shifts on Sunday morning, which is around the time that you guys watch the game is on, right? So I'm trying to power through to watch the end of the game, and like Desmond Ridder came on the last quarter and a half, correct?
About, yeah.
Right. Did you see the stat for how many times he was pressured and sacked?
Oh yeah, every time
in that period of time.
Every time he stepped back, we couldn't.
34 times, I think, was the pressure count. That is disgraceful. I mean, that he was only in there for a quarter and a half. Right?
Ayer Munford, bro, he ain't it. He got his lunch money took last week. It was bad. I don't know if he's still hurt. You could blame it on an injury. That's why he was sitting. Grace Pete. That was another weird one.
Jerry.
Just the fact that we came season with this group of offensive linemen, and Antonio Pierce didn't see a problem with that, is another personnel situation that I'm kind of monitoring. So.
It's weird because, like, I keep saying I like this young nucleus we have, but it's just not gelling. You know what I mean? Like, the thing that does hurt us, though, is the lack of production from our veterans in Colton Miller, Andre James, the rotational guys in Andres Pete, Cody Whitehair. You know what I'm saying? Like, that hurts us. I guess, to your point, Thayer Mumford not really producing. I believe he must still be lingering hurt. Like, he's well enough to play, so to say, but kind of like the Colt Miller situation, they're not 100%, which leads to their performance dipping. Because like at the start of the season, I didn't notice him playing as badly as what he had been, but like, it might explain why he was um coming on last string, because there had to be quite a few injuries before he took the field, right? And to Raider Ben's comment there, let's not shit on Mumford too much. Hendrickson is an all-pro defensive end, so there is context to that. Like, yeah. So, what are you thinking, Nate?
Hendrickson is good. He's a good player, but to get forklifted like that, I could not stop laughing. I know I'm not supposed to, but I was fucking. I was so mad. I turned into the Nutty one, and I instantly started laughing like a hyena. And they were showing the replay on the screen in real time, and I was just like, "What the fuck?" I couldn't stop laughing. Like you should not. You're 340 pounds. You're a professional athlete. Whether you're injured or not, you can't get forklifted like that, bro. You lose all your credit. Yeah, it's just yeah. I probably shouldn't. Probably shouldn't say that, but that's exactly why I don't go live during the games, because it gets kind of crazy.
Dude, it's
but
kudos to Ben for being able to do it and call the plays. Like, I tried it once and I was like, no, I'm one and done. Like, I can't do this and try and enjoy the game and try and interact with not just the chat but also call the play by play descriptively. But anyways, like, yeah, salute to you, West Side. Mumford was playing way out of position. Like, Mumford is still my guy. Fair enough, he struggled, but there may be some context to that, and maybe the notion that he's better at left tackle may be put to bed. Like, I mean, I still believe he's a good right tackle. Whether or not we keep DJ Glaze there, who's doing quite well. Like, it's what a weird problem we have now, where we have two young cats who should be our right tackle, who can be the right tackle of the future. It's the left side that's the question mark, right?
Yeah.
And that's something that's been like the complete 180 opposite since I've been a fan, outside of when Trent Brown was able to get on the field. Right tackle was the bane of our existence, and it had been since the days of Lincoln Kennedy, right?
Yep, forever.
Right.
It's been too long. Yep.
Takes patience for sure. Well, speaking of that, we will be getting into a segment shortly, which I raised on our last show, where we're going to do a team of the millennium. We'll start with offense, defense, and special teams, but we'll get into that in the last third of the show. But I just wanted to get Nate's takes on the change in offensive coordinator with what's his name? I forgot. Scott Turner. That's it. Norv Turner's son.
Yeah.
I wasn't around for Norv Turner's days as was he our offensive coordinator?
Head coach.
Head coach.
Yeah.
And shout out to Austin Howell. Austin Howell was okay, but he was all right.
He had terrible feet, but he was a big monster. He was good in the run game, but terrible with pass blocking and slow feet. But slow feet don't eat.
I was excited to see him at right tackle, and then he got hurt, and then Menelik Watson got hurt. That 2016 season, where it seemed like we had the whole package.
Yeah.
At offensive line, there were only weak spot. The only chink in the armor was the right tackle spot, and neither Howard or Watson could really solidify that spot. But anyways, back to what I was trying to ask you, being that you were around during his days when Norv Turner was coach. So maybe you can give me some insight on.
I think he bumped heads with Al Davis. He had a different philosophy. It was still a vertical game, but he wanted Al Davis. He wanted stuff done his way, and Norv Turner gave a little pushback, and he ended up going to the Chargers and beating our ass for a few years, and he never really did anything. But hell of an offensive mind. If we can get that vertical game going with Tucker and some of our speed we have on these receivers that don't really run the best routes or have the best hands, we could just stretch the field a little bit, open up the playbook. Hey, maybe we go undefeated from here on out. But I know that's nutty. But Hey,
Lucky.
the fact
My
that
guy, Lucky.
we brought in North Turner and we made a change tells me that AP is on the hot seat this year.
Right.
It seems like he's kind of swinging for the fences. A little desperation it kind of seems like and as he should be. Fucking nothing. You shouldn't be too comfortable, especially with losing. Fuck this fucking tank shit. Whether you are um, whether you are intentionally tanking or not, it's not a good look for the organization or the fans or any of our history in general. Like it's just not a good look, AP. So turn it around. I'm with it. Like I fuck that draft pick. Fuck Shador Sanders. Fuck Campbell. I don't want. You know what I mean? I don't. I'd rather win. I'd rather win now. But I know it's a long shot. And I know we're just gonna end up screwing up our drafts, all that stuff. But I'm still with draft best player available because I don't think a quarterback's gonna fix our shit. So let's win some games. Fuck it.
Well, there is hope with the draft. I mean, a lot of people aren't like looking at the bigger picture. I know Raider Ben is sees what I see in that. Like, well, it for me personally, I believe we've started to turn it around in terms of our draft picks being that what we've done with this year's class. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I know the back end of the draft for the most part haven't done shit, but like I would rather that and wait for these guys to develop on the back end and have 3 guys at the front end panning out and being starters, good starters. We even got a start in Brock Bowers. So for me, happy with the draft. I hope that's how we draft in the future, because if we draft that way moving forward, and especially if we're taking a quarterback early, we're going to be in good hands in a couple of years. But we will see, right?
Yep.
And Big
Hey,
Papa fire AP now. He
hey,
wants him gone. Salute to you. Nice to
shout
see
out,
you, feet.
shout out to Camryn Richardson too. He put the clamps on Jamar Chase a few times.
Yes, he did. He did.
I was happy to see. Yeah, go ahead, Abe.
Yeah. No. You brought up a good point. Like I mentioned it that last on my show on Monday. Whereas like I hadn't noticed squat from any of these other guys outside of our top 3 picks, which is I guess where the criticism comes, I guess, from some fans like who look at the whole thing rather than just like what's the positive rather than outweighing the negative. But like Cam Richardson, I did notice him doing some things, which is good to see. You know what I mean? Like I saw him, he got beat on that one particular play, but he was able to make up for it with his speed and pressure the guy, whoever it was, enough to catch the ball, but it was out of bounds. You know what I'm saying? So he played the sideline to perfection, so to say. But that's sort of like us. Like I just want these back end guys to make plays whenever they get the chance. Like not all the time, but just some of the time, just to notice. And I did notice that from DCam. I'm still waiting for Tommy Eichenberg, who looks slow as shit. Dylan Lorby, whatever, or Trey Taylor, like whatever. MJ Devonshire, is he even on the full team or is he on the practice squad? So I don't know.
Remember.
Lucky 2 at this point. Just let the young talent develop their game. Yeah, I'm all for that. Like that's what I expect from the back end. Those round 2 and 3 picks, if we can get good starters, great. But like with your round 1 selections, there's a bare minimum of expectation, and it's nice to see we take a guy in Brock Bowers who's not just making those expectations, like well exceeding those expectations, to lead the league, from my understanding, in just about every statistical category by touchdowns, and to doing it with very mediocre quarterback play and a very mid supporting cast, to say the least. I couldn't be happy with Brock Bowers.
Yeah, he's the man. He's the man. No complaints from me. I like the way he plays. I like his attitude. I like his get to, all that good stuff. I hope we can keep him around. I hope we can keep him healthy. Let's get him some help though. Let's get him some fuck.
Well, we've at the season end, wherever we draft, but like we're gonna have a boatload of cash. We're gonna have the draft capital. We've got 8 picks, I believe, so far, and possibly maybe we might even get a compensatory pick. Whatever, but we have the ammunition to build this team right if we can get it right with free agency, whatever players we re-sign or whatever players we bring in the door, and drafting well. You know what I'm saying? I don't want another 2022 or 2020 draft class where we just shit the bed. You know what I'm saying? Did I say 22 or 23? The one with Tyree and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. That was what's his name? McDaniels, and they had a different vision. They brought in different pieces. This is kind of the problem we're dealing with right now. We have mismatch pieces. We're trying to mold them together and try to make it work. I'm always
Nate butchering the English language right on cue.
Always. And I don't even speak Spanish, bro. I understand a little bit of Spanish, but I don't even speak. So
if there's any guarantees in life, you're gonna get a butchering of the English language on our show at least once. But salute to you, Nate.
I got
you. Go ahead.
Yeah, just a mismatch of misfits and guys don't really gel together. Obviously, we're trying to make it work, but it's just it's the results of always changing regimes, and we talk about this every week. So, you know.
Egalitarian salute to you. All right. Well, any other thoughts on the coaching change? Have we even announced our quarterback coach or offensive line coach? Not that it really matters to me. So,
I haven't heard anything. I'm not too sure. But
right.
Yeah, I honestly I'm kind of checked out. I check my Twitter every morning, like what's going on? What are we gonna do? But I'm just kind of checked out, to be honest with you guys. But I'm not throwing in the towel by any means. I'm still hoping we can put some shit together. But I'm just not putting my energy into hoping that this team turns it around this year. But I'd like it to. I really would. But
I've said it a few times on my streams of late. I don't know if you feel this way, but I've made peace with the fact that this is not a good team.
Yeah.
Things are likely going to get worse before they get better. So I'm just holding tight and trying to ride it out, get to the off season, and let's see where we're at in the draft, what cash we've got, who we're re-signing, all that, and hopefully we can do some things, because this season seems to be a wash. Whether we do indeed fire AP or if we give him one more year to try and turn things around, we will see. And salute to you, 2 cents. Nice to see you in the feed, my friend. Just going to read out Lecky's comment. I hope we find our O-line in the draft because injuries aren't helping, and Mumford had our QBs in shambles. Well, I think we've drafted enough like offensive linemen of late to not draft like say round 1. You know what I mean? I don't know if there's a stud left tackle. Maybe, I don't know, but like we have invested there. You know what I mean? Like I still believe quarterback by any means necessary round 1, but like, you know, I know there's some people that feel otherwise. I think you're one of them, Nutty Nate. So yeah, it is whatever. And salute to you, D Menace. Nice to see you, my friend. Good morning to you. But anyways, Nate, you want to shoot?
Best player available. That's how I feel. We have too many holes. Say we do end up picking top 5 and the quarterback's there, go ahead. Then do what you need to do. But if we end up winning some games here at the end and we end up around 12, 13 again, outside the top 10, best player available. Corner, DT, DE, offensive lineman. I don't know how many good offensive linemen there are in this draft. But I honestly, I'd like to pick up a few vets, offensive line. I think we can go young on defensive line, but I think we need some veteran help up front, especially if we're going to get like a rookie quarterback down the line. I don't know. We'll see. What does that say?
Just Lecky's comment. Yeah, I saw that you guys beat the Kiwis last week, if I'm not mistaken. The Mati Matonga, that's their rugby league team. So salute to you, Lecky. I did see that. You guys have a very thick war dance in both rugby union and league, the Sipri Tau. I don't know if you've seen that, Nate. The Pacific Island teams, when they play rugby, much like the New Zealand rugby team, the New Zealand rugby team's got the haka my Manu Samoa's got the Siva Tau, and Lecky's Tonga has the Sippy Tau.
It's the ward, right? The ward dance. Is that?
Yes. So the island teams and the New Zealand teams in rugby, and sometimes other sports like basketball is another one where I know the New Zealand team does a haka before every game. They did it against Team USA a few years back. But yeah, the best is when there's two teams that do a war dance and they do it together at the same time, and they kind of get nose to nose and clash while they're doing it's something good for the Americans to maybe YouTube sometime. It's good viewing. And salute to you, Charm. I don't know if I said hello or not.
No,
nice
it's
to see you, my friend.
Those things are intense. They get into it. Yeah, it's get you up. Yeah,
for sure. All right. Well, I don't know if you want to touch up on anything else. Otherwise, we can move on to. I want to get your thoughts on the mid-year in review. How about you, Nate? You got any other things? Want to get straight to it?
Yeah.
All right. Just give me a moment. I haven't got the share screen ready. Get
my bad.
There.
Dog's going crazy in the background.
That's all right. Give me my gang. I'm gonna get the screen and here. All right, there we go. So, as you can see, chat, this is the mid-year in review. I've still got Nate's grades from the quarterly year in review, but I'm gonna go through them individually and see which ones remain the same or which one's changed. So I'll start off with the offense, Nate.
F.
What do you think mid-year so far?
Big fatty F. Fuck. For what the fuck? Jesus. Please forgive.
Fair enough.
I don't mean to say your name in vain.
What about defense?
Yeah, it's not good. Our best player he's really playing. I gotta go F.
F again?
Unacceptable. Yep.
Not even a D?
Nope. I'm so mad at this team. They all get everybody Fs all around.
Even special teams?
All of them. No, I'll keep special teams there, I guess.
You're gonna keep them a C plus?
I don't want to be too negative. Yeah, they're still doing their thing. It's not
even a B?
No, C. I'll just keep them at C.
All right, fair enough. I'm not even gonna ask you the question because I already know what you're gonna say, right?
Yep. Yep.
What about the rookies? Do you still feel it's a B?
I like
class as a whole.
I like that DeCamerion Richardson stepped up last week. That might bump him up to a B plus. I'll try to stay a little positive, and so I don't get all negative. But yeah,
gotcha. Rookie standout.
Is
this even a question?
Yeah, it's still Brock.
Although shout out to JPJ, he's doing his thing.
Yeah,
he
has struggled slightly. He at that left guard position, he shined at center for sure. But at that left guard position, I saw him lose a couple matchups. But he's still better than anything we got. So, and I'm not.
I know the eye test can say otherwise sometimes. But did you see his grades at his first start at center last week?
Yeah, 90.
Yeah, that's crazy. So
he's a dog.
The future is now. Salute to we the people I see in the building.
The best center in the draft last year was actually good at playing center. Who would have thought? What the fuck is that? That's we draft somebody and put him at a different position. Like, oh, we're gonna change. We're on to something here. Like, no, you're not, bro. Leave him at center. Fucking fuck boy. Like, that's another F for the coaching right there.
Fair enough. But shout out to JPJ and shout out to DJ Glaze. He's not going to win the award, but he deserves his flowers, being that he exceeded most people's expectations. Bas Circus is the only guy I know who was talking about him before the season. All of us didn't expect him to be anything more than like a rotational guy who might come in a pinch, and if he struggles, it is whatever. We're going to give him time to develop. But for a guy to come in and be playing quite well with all things considered as a starter, fantastic. So he gets a shout out too. But definitely Brock Bowers, you can't go past him. And salute to you, D Menace. I see you in the building. Does your answer change here? I bet it doesn't. Brock Bowers.
Yeah. I guess we could put Minshew there for standing out for sucking so bad.
for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's. We'll stay positive now. So we'll
stay for the right reason. There's going to be a category for the wrong reasons, as you can see.
Exactly.
Defensive standout. Would that change?
I'm trying to think. It doesn't. Yeah, we don't have nobody, bro. It's
I agree with Max so far, but I'll give you a bit of
you could say
perspective.
Jack, Zero, Agent Zero.
Agent Zero, yeah. That's who On Six gave it to, being that like we didn't really expect much of anything from him, and he's exceeded expectations. So that was his award winner. But would you still give it to Max, or would you give it to someone else?
I'm not happy with Max right now. He vouched for AP, so Max gets the boot.
Good morning to you, El Capitan Rafucho. This team has shown no improvement at all on all sides. Right, it's not looking too great. So we're putting Agent Zero in there.
Yeah, let's put Jack up there.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. I'm just thankful and happy that he's even in that conversation. Like, well done to him for proving me and a lot of others wrong. I was quite low on him after last season, so salute to him. I'm happy to admit when I'm wrong for the right reasons, when it's something that's for the betterment of the Raiders. You know what I mean? So good for Jacory.
Yep.
Well, here's a slim pickings one for free agent. Do we still give it to Christian Wilkins? Is there anybody else?
Who did we bring in? Andres Pete, Cody Whitehair,
Charles Snowden.
Snowden, he was undrafted.
Yeah, but not by us. Was it? I don't think it was by us.
He's a rookie this year. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he's undrafted.
I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I'm gonna
undrafted free agent. I could be.
I know he's a UDFA, but I don't think he's a UDFA this year. I think he's been in the league a couple seasons already. Yeah, he was an UDFA from 2021. He was with the Bears first and then Tampa Bay. So
okay,
he does count as a free agent. But
okay, he disappeared after that Browns game. I wouldn't.
Right, he has.
No, I wouldn't give it to him. I like the way what's his name? Chason's been playing from the Jaguars.
Yeah, I've noticed him doing some things.
He
hasn't got a sack yet, but he's been doing all right.
He's been running around, making some stops, showing effort. That's what I look for.
Yeah, for sure. Something that Tyree lacks on many occasions.
Yeah. So I'll give it to Chason for now. Oh my God.
Yeah. Slim pickings. Slim pickings.
Yeah.
So you don't think Christian Wilkins' body of work is enough to keep him there?
No, you tapped out 4 or 5 games into the season, bro. Go fucking get your ass out of here.
I'm gonna have to see if I'm
celebrating
right.
Celebrating too, right?
Chason.
I don't know if
was it really when he injured himself?
That's what they said, but I think they found the play where he did injure it, and it was just kind of. But he aggravated it, celebrating it. So that's what I'm gonna go with.
Right. Surprise player. Who would be a surprise player of the year? Would it still be Parham or would it be someone else?
No. Parham's fucking. I think the same week we did this, he fell off. He ended up getting hurt.
Right.
And then he got some playing time last week due to injury because we were down so many players. But his feet weren't moving. He's injured or something. Okay. Surprise player.
I'll give you some candidates. Jacorian Bennett could get that. DJ Glaze is who Aunt Six gave it to.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'll go Glaze. I like that.
DJ Glaze. Okay, that's what's up.
He definitely shut me up because I wasn't impressed with his college film. Some of his games, I watched a couple of them. He's a catcher, and I didn't like that, but he came out swinging, so he's showing effort, and that's what matters.
Does this answer change? I bet it doesn't.
You could go slash Zamir White.
That was definitely my answer.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not going to go on another rant about Zamir White.
Zamir, yeah. Amir.
Zamir, Sincere, Amir. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Jeez. Yeah,
Defensive dub.
Morg, I'll give Morg some more credit. I'm surprised he's still out there. He is playing for his contract next year, so maybe that's part of the reason. I'm still not impressed with him, but I'll take him off of the dud list.
Right. There's definitely other candidates there. There's
Yeah,
one in particular.
Yeah.
Should we say it together?
Who you got?
On the count of 3.
Tyree?
I was going to count it down.
Yeah.
But we can do it anyway. All right. 1, 2, 3. Tyree Wilson.
Yeah. He did get a sack against the great Patrick Mahomes. It was a pretty impressive sack, but that's not enough, bro. For the 7th pick, you fucking. Yeah, I need like 10 more of those. I want Benther to eat socks.
All right, final grade. What say you?
F.
Big fat F.
Unacceptable. Terrible start to this season. So disappointing. There isn't enough adjectives to describe what's been going on with this season, and the leadership overall is lackluster. That starts from the top. Mark Davis, you're Mark.
Very unfortunate that it's been grading so low and how things have turned out, but you know, these are Nutty Raider Nate's grades. I share most of them. Some I might give some objectivity to, but for the most part, he's not really wrong. And Tyree Rainbows Wilson. And was that a goat with a fart sign? All right. Well, we still got 27 minutes left, and rather than, I don't know, talking about the same old shit, I wanted to do something that might be a little bit fun for us for the now, being that we're going into the bye week. And I thought we'd do a Raiders team of the Post-millennium as a bit of fun. Maybe you guys in the chat can chime in with your opinions in that. But I don't know, just something we can go down memory lane. I mean, can't go too far because, I mean, I've only been a fan since 2009. And Nutty Nate, like, you've been a fan longer than I have. Like, there's been greater players before in the 80s and 60s, but that's before our time, before we watched. So I think a reasonable range would be from the turn of the millennium until the now. So bit of fun, eh, Nate?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Well, why don't we start off with quarterback? Who would be your starter quarterback? And Dixon starter, salute to you. 3-play gang.
My goat. It's got to be Mr. Richard Gannon.
Was there ever any doubt?
Mm-hmm.
So Rich Gannon. I'm gonna have a say on the backup, and I know you don't like him, but he's the best of a bad bunch. So Derek Carr.
Yeah, I can't.
But I know, but we're gonna put him there.
Okay? No, I can't say nothing. He's a decent quarterback, but he just wasn't getting it done for us. But
but we're not gonna make this about Derek Carr. We're just gonna, you know what I'm saying? We'll move on. We'll just put him there. But the third guy, the honorable.
If it was up to me, I'd switch him out with Jason Campbell right here, honorable mention. Right. But yeah, so Jason Campbell would be mentioned.
I was going to put him there too, Jason Campbell.
Yeah,
he's one of the big what ifs for me. Like if he didn't go down to injury, and he kept playing like he was, that's those first 6 games of 2011 where we were somewhat rolling and looking like we were going to make a playoff push. I remember vividly like his play then, and I thought he was doing pretty good, and it was very unfortunate him going down to injury, and then he never got his chance to be the starting quarterback for us and maybe for other teams again. But a big what if.
Yeah,
big what if for me.
And then Hugh Jackson really knew how to use that team and all those pieces. So
right,
that was.
I loved Hugh Jackson's creativity.
Yeah,
like sometimes, like I remember that season, some of his going for it on fourth downs really cost us dearly, especially in that Lions game where we had to win at the end of the season. But I loved his creativity when it came to the offense and bringing out the best in the likes of Denarius Moore, Jacoby Ford, even Darius Hayward-Bay, Lewis Murphy, Darren McFadden. You know, I got a lot of good memories about that team. But I'm right there with you. But anyway, speaking of McFadden and co, running back would be your starter.
This is me though. I know a lot of people don't feel the same way, but I like Michael Bush. If he could have, yeah, if he could have stayed healthy and we could have used him right, and I really like Michael Bush. I like the way he ran. I like his style. It's the big
Willie Lane.
Boy football. You couldn't just tackle him with one arm. Yeah, McFadden's right there, so it's got to be.
Salute you, James.
I know most people are going to say McFadden.
You starting Michael Bush over the likes of peak Josh Jacobs, over McFadden in his prime, even Charlie Gardner.
Hey, I like
and Tyrone Wheatley.
I have a style that's my style. That I like that Jerome Bettis kind of.
I love Michael Bush too, but I'm not taking him over those guys in their prime, man.
Michael Bush did his thing, bro.
I know he did his thing, but like I would take prime Josh Jacobs, prime Darren McFadden. From what I understand, Charlie Gardner was a dog. Tyron Wheatley was a dog. You know what I'm saying? I would even take prime Latavius.
Charlie Gardner.
Michael Bush should be like down there, number 6, number 7. And that's no shade on Michael Bush. I thought he did well enough as that spell back. When he was the feature back, he still did okay in 2011, but I'm not taking him over those guys, dog.
Yeah, that was my style though. But I do like Charlie Gardner. Charlie Gardner was a new age Barry Sanders. I did like Charlie Gardner a lot. But right. Michael Bush, I think just for the fact that Josh Jacobs left with a sour taste in his mouth, it kind of didn't rub me the right way. And the McFadden was always hurt with his chicken legs and his little ankles. You couldn't really depend on him being there week after week. I like Michael Bush's style. I like what the way we ran the ball when he was around. But yeah, I know.
All right, I'm going to ask the chat, and salute to all the people that have just joined in the stream. I see Severe, Willie, James Fairport. I see. Who are we starting at running back? Nate says Michael Bush. I say, even though he's not my favorite, but in terms of production, performance at their prime, and for a sustainable amount of time, I'm taking Josh Jacobs as my starter. So, chat, if you want to fire away in your comments.
I went back and I took it back, and I took Charlie Gardner. But originally, yeah, I like Michael Bush a lot. So I wanted to give him some love, but yeah.
All right. Well, I'll give you my 3. Josh Jacobs would be my starter. Darren McFadden would be my backup. And Charlie Gardner would be my honorable mention. And James, we're talking about since the turn of the millennium, not before that. So since the year of 2000. Napoleon Kaufman, I believe he only had 1 year in 2000, and his best days were like in the 90s, later 90s, I believe.
Oh yeah.
So I see Severe says McFadden, yeah, prime McFadden for me was the shit. Yes, he had the Liz Frank injury, and yes, he wasn't the McFadden of old. He's still better than all these running backs in the room, even post Liz Frank. But at his rate of best, he was one of the most dangerous players in the league. And remember, he was averaging in his prime and for a sustainable amount of time 5 yards per carry, over 5 fucking yards per carry. That is elite of the elite. Latavius Murray would be my backup. Okay. So I think you're being voted off the island, Nate. Sorry to say. Or rather, Michael Bush.
I started it with this is my style. This is what I like. But yeah.
Right.
So it's all love. It's all good. But Charlie Gardner is my guy. I think Charlie Gardner. I don't know. I forgot about Charlie Gardner, but he's I loved watching him play. He was a spinning, the joystick. It was the spin moves. It was dope to see him with the ball. Yeah.
Well, I see a lot of people are giving Latavius some love, and that's going to bump, I guess, Charlie Gardner out of it. So, chat, are we really? Well, it seems like chat are unanimous with McFadden. Seems like there's more McFadden than Jacobs, so I'm going to put him as the starter. And this is prime McFadden. So D McFadden, J Jacobs, and who's our third guy? Chat. I'm gonna leave the chat to roll, but we'll move to fullback for now.
It's got to be Charlie. But that's the last time we won anything. I mean, we didn't win, but we were relevant.
Hey, Charlie was before my time, but I would just take Charlie over Latavius. But fullback, let's see.
And Marcel Reese.
Right. Gotta be my guy, Reese.
I'd like John Ritchie. I like Zach Crockett.
Yeah, those would be the other guys.
Yeah.
Or Alec Gungold, Jameez Olawale.
Yep, he was solid. Ozawala, yep, that was another good one. But he was
what did you call his name?
Ozawale.
Olawale. Jameez Olawale.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, so I think Marcel Reese is the unequivocal starter. I mean, that guy was a 5-time Pro Bowler, and half of that was on a pretty bad Raider team. So he for me, that's unanimous. Who was that? John Ritchie? I heard he was pretty good in the
John Ritchie was
2000s.
He was the man, bro. He was a real blocker.
Take care, Rebel. Nice to see you in the feed.
Just to hammer up the middle. He was a real fullback. So Marcel Reese was kind of more finesse, which was kind of a weapon out of the backfield. But so was John Ritchie. John Ritchie caught a few balls, and he was reliable. So I think
John Ritchie.
As far as pure fullback, I got to go John Ritchie. But okay. Marcel Reese is up there regardless. And
who would be that third man? Would it be Ingold, Crockett, Olawale, or if you wanted to go another pure fullback, Jakob Johnson?
Man, I like Crockett a lot because they put him at H-back a few times and just let him run like O-line packages. I like that.
I heard Crockett was before my time, but I heard a lot of good things from Crockett. Yeah. He seems to be getting a lot of love in the chat.
I like Crockett a lot. I got to go Crockett, yeah.
Crockett? What say you, chat? We going with Crockett, number 3?
We're winning games at that time, so I gotta put that into perspective too.
All right, we'll go Crockett. So, yeah. I'm still going back and watching old Raider football, and I'm going to be excited to see what Zach Crockett and Charlie Gardner did in their heyday with the Raiders. Robert Pena was just taking a break. We have about a foot of snow in Denver, Colorado. Back to shoveling my driveway. We'll keep safe, Robert. Don't drive too far if you don't need to. Severe. As a run blocker is John Ritchie. As sledgehammer in the run game, all around it's Reese. Zach Crockett was cash money as a short yardage ball runner. Okay, we'll live with that 3. We're still waiting on the running back chat. Who would be our third running back? So if anyone's got any thoughts on that, please. Are we going to give it to Latavius, or are we going to give it to Charlie or Tyrone Wheatley? I'm going to put Charlie. And this is no shade to Latavius. I love Latavius. Still got his jersey, but I hear some good things about Charlie. I think for production, we'll go with him. And Tyrone Wheatley's getting some love too.
Oh yeah, he was solid. He wasn't real flashy. He wasn't fast. He wasn't strong. He was strong, but he was just he just bring your lunch pail to work kind of running back and gonna give you the business. So
all eyes. His favorite fullback is Zamir White. Right. Anyways, wide receiver 1. I'll give you my answer, and then maybe you can give me objectivity or agree. Be this man here, Timmy friggin' Brown.
Yeah.
You got any objection to that?
No, it's pretty solid. He's a solid receiver.
Solid. Just solid?
Oh yeah. Hall of Famer.
I was gonna say just solid.
Hall of Famer. I'm on the side of he was our best receiver for years, but we weren't winning with him. We weren't winning a lot of games with him in the 90s. And then we got to the late thousands, and he kind of slowed down a little bit. He was kind of limited to his role, but to be fair, he never really had a quarterback. So for what the numbers he put up, fucking Tim Brown is he's definitely deserving.
Wide receiver 2 opposite him.
Oh man.
Just by performance, and take out of the equation of how would it be Devontae, or would it be would we go Jerry Rice?
It's got to be Jerry Rice, and then because it's just all time. His career just stands up against anybody. It's got to be Jerry Rice, and he only played a couple years with us. I understand, but he's still a Raider. And in that same breath, though, you got to also consider our boy Randy Moss.
Well, I'm not taking Randy Moss's production over Amari Cooper and Michael Crabtree. So Devontae Adams would have to be the next guy up. And then who would we go? Crabtree next or Cooper?
I didn't like Cooper. Cooper dropped too many balls. Crabtree was solid. He was a good pickup. I'm taking Crabtree over Cooper all day.
Okay. So Crabtree would be the next man up. Okay. Just let me try and get there. Okay, so we're putting Crabtree, and then I would have to insist on having. Yeah, look, I know there was many a times Cooper would just disappear, but there was also many a times when, like, it was like Jekyll and Hyde with Cooper. Mm-hmm. There'd be a stretch where he would be the best wide receiver in the league, and he would just be making plays out of your mind plays and producing like it, and then there'd be stretches where it would just like, where are you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, I remember against the Chiefs in 2017, I believe he had 200 yards and I think 2 or 3 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Like, Amari Cooper at his best, I would have him as that next guy up. And then the last man here is that last wide receiver. Who would you
have? Denarius Moore was a good one.
Denarius?
The way he jumped up. Did I say his name right? Did I fuck up his name?
No, not at all.
Okay. Yeah, I like Moore. He did his thing. I'm trying to think. Andre Rison. You guys remember Andre Rison? He was another good one. He only played a few games for us though.
Dixon, I'm gonna hold fast on Renfro because he's gonna be in a category that I've got on his own, so just bear with me. But we're talking about outside wide receivers. So Denarius Moore, we keep him there.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, I gotta go Denarius Moore. Yeah,
okay. I'll agree with that. And just for the chat's sake, Renfro is going down here as that slot guy, best slot receiver we've had since the turn of the millennium. But we will get to that next. We'll go to tight ends. Would be your 1, 2, then 3.
Bowers. Already. Fuck it. Bowers. Already. At that.
You're taking. Look, I like Bowers, but in terms of like sustainable production, like we take him over the likes of Waller and Miller.
Hey, yeah. I'm taking him.
What say you, chat? Waller. I'll give you my 3. Waller first, Zach Miller second. Granted, Zach Miller produced with, for the most, like his early years was mediocre mid quarterback play, and then he had Jason Campbell, and then I think Carson Palmer for a minute. Did he even have Carson Palmer? I think 2011 was his last season, but I would have Waller first, Miller second. Jared Cook gets a shout out, but do we go with upside and have Brock Bowers third? What say you, chat?
Bowers is already.
Are we going with Cook or are we going with Bowers?
Bowers is better than all of them, other than Waller's.
Yeah,
playmaking ability. But I even then, I think Bowers, the way he broke, he only has 2 touchdowns this season, but the way he scored that first touchdown this year was amazing.
And I want to give a small shout out to Michael Rivera. I liked Michael Rivera.
Oh yeah, he's
sorry.
Solid.
And Brandon Myers as well. He's another guy produced for a season. Sorry, go ahead. Nate,
they got the dude we got from the Giants too. What was his name? Boss.
Kevin Boss. He sucked.
He was okay.
He wasn't that good.
Yeah, he was okay. I know. You know what? Who was the Lee Smith, or what was his name? He was just a blocking tight end, but Lee
Smith.
Yeah, it's Lee Smith, huh? Yeah. But I like the way he played too. He was a solid player. That's just an honorable mention. He didn't really do a lot, but I like the way he played.
Yeah, he was probably the better blocker of the bunch. And I liked Michael Rivera, like I said. Clive Wolford, unfortunately, didn't turn out in the long run.
In Miami, went to
he showed a lot of flashes in his rookie season, but never really made much after that, which was disappointing. But it seems like there's more people saying Bowers than Cook as it stands. So we're going to go with Bowers. I'm happy with Bowers.
Yep.
Is that number 3 guy?
Was Wolford a pick?
Was Wolford what?
A first round pick?
No, second.
Okay.
Yeah. And Olai says Bowers only has 2 touchdowns. Right. Yeah. I mean, you could go with Jared Cook would be my next guy up, and I put him there. I should have put Bowers. My bad.
Part of that is he only has 2 touchdowns because you got Minshew throwing in the ball with boogers on it. So it's
right. Yeah. And another shout out to Foster Moreau. Doc Jolly, I heard he was pretty mid back in the day. Was he any good? Doug
Jolly, he was okay. It was that another high draft pick? Yeah, he was.
I don't know.
He was super slow. What was the other one? Ricky Dudley.
Ricky Dudley. He was 96, and we traded up for him.
He was.
I actually went back and watched that draft when I was bored in the off season, and I didn't know who we drafted, and I didn't know we were going to trade up, and we did to like pick 9 or some shit, and we ended up picking the tight end Jolly, who was
that first round? He was first round.
Yeah,
right?
first rounder. Yeah, first round.
He didn't do nothing for us.
Carl was throwing the ball with tears on it. Anyways, we'll move on because I know your time is short. Slot receiver. Now, this is where I wanted to throw Renfro. Is that for me, he's been the best slot receiver we've had. But what say you for the other guys? I'll give you another guy. I would have them there. Seth Roberts, he would be in there.
Yeah.
And was Terry? Who was Jeff? Who was the Porter guy from the early 90s? Was it Porter?
Jerry Porter.
Jerry Porter. That's it. Was he? He was the slot guy when he had Tim Brown and Jerry Rice.
He moved him around. He was okay.
Would you have him as the next guy up in the slot?
I guess maybe. I'm trying to think of slot. Jacoby Ford, maybe.
Jacoby. Lou Murph was more of an outside guy. Was he? I don't think he was. He was more outside than slot.
Ford, yeah.
No, Murphy.
Oh, Murphy.
Yeah.
Murphy.
So who would be that third guy, chat? Would it be Porter, Ford, or Murphy?
Can we throw Ruggs in there?
He wasn't a slot guy.
Yeah, I know. Well, we moved him around, but yeah.
I'll let the chat deliberate on that on the third slot guy, and whoever gets the most answers, we'll put him there. Zay Jones would you have him as a slot guy? He was more of an outside guy, wasn't he? Look, I'm gonna put Porter in there, but like if anybody wants to give objectivity to that, how about that? Renfro, Roberts, Porter.
Sure.
All right, cool. All right, yeah. Blue Meanie and Severe says Porter. Same with Charm. All right. Moving on. So, left tackle. Donald Penn?
I'll say Colton Miller in his prime.
More than Donald Penn?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Penn was playing at all-pro levels. Like, Colton Miller's good, but never, like, he wasn't the violence kind of guy Penn was at his Raider prime.
He was aggressive. I agree.
Rafa, are you Google statting? Did you actually watch these guys play? Come on, dog. Anyways, go ahead, Nate.
Matt was terrible. I hated watching him. Donald Penn, he was solid. Who else? What other options we have? Valdir,
Cole Miller, Jared Valdir.
Yeah,
those would be my three.
I like,
but my order would be Penn, Miller, then Valdir.
Okay, I'm good with that.
You good with that?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right, chat. We good with that? Penn, Miller, then Valdir.
Penn almost got his ass whooped in the parking lot by some Raider fans, but so I'll show him some love.
Yeah, I know that. Well, he would have snapped up most of those guys in half. But Donald Penn, look, with all things considered, in his Raider prime at that left tackle position, he was playing at Pro Bowl, all pro levels. So that for me, like Colton Miller has sustainably been good, but he's never been great like that. So yeah, I would have
Donald Penn. He played
Penn, Miller, than Valdir.
He played with attitude, and I appreciate that, especially that we're missing it right now from a lot of these guys. He played with aggressiveness and attitude, and he had a little Ming streak to him. So that's what Colton Miller is missing. So I'll put Penn over Colton Miller for that reason.
What about left guard? Yeah, I agree with that. No one's been Donald Penn, but left guard. I'll give you some names if you're a bit stuck. KO, Kalichi Assembly.
Yeah.
Steve Wisniewski was around, I think, early 2000s.
Yep.
And my guy, Stefan Wisniewski, was good for a minute.
He retired the year before we made it to the Super Bowl. Yeah. Wisniewski is my guy. It's got to be Wisniewski. He had like 8 straight Pro Bowls or something. Wisniewski's
over KO?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what say you, chat? Are we starting Steve Wisniewski or Kalichi Assembly? Because for me, I'm just having Kalichi Assembly there because he was in his Raider prime. Like that guy was the best guard in the league.
He was nasty, but Wisniewski went to 8 straight Pro Bowls. We're trying to get him into the Hall of Fame right now. It's not likely he makes it, but I think the way he played and the way he played the game. If you go watch some film on some Wisniewski, he was a bully. He didn't take no shit from nobody. He was an undersized dude too.
I did watch a bit of him in when in 95 through the 95 season because I watched every game from that season in the off season. So Steve Wisniewski, I think I'm spelling it right. So that's Steve, and then we got to have KO in there.
Yeah,
KO
Assembly. It's got to be. I love. He is the nasty. He is a nasty one too. He just played nasty, just rah. And then he kind of rubbed that a little bit on Colton Miller and kind of.
Would Stefan be the next man up
for left guard?
Steve's nephew.
Nah.
Who would you have? Name one better.
Is it Mo Collins? Maybe was he right guard or left guard? I can't remember. Mo Collins.
That's a name I haven't heard of.
He was part of the early 2000s. That same group.
Okay. All right. Well, chat. I'll ask the chat. Are we putting Mo Collins? Or are we putting Stefan Wisniewski? Not Steve Wisniewski. Stefan Wisniewski is that third man up. We'll revisit that. I'll let the chat deliberate on that. But we'll go to center, and I think this one's pretty easy. Rodney Hudson.
Yep.
And then who was that center in the early 2000s? What's his name?
Barrett Robbins.
Barrett Robbins, that's the one. Yeah.
Yep. He's got to be up there too. He was solid until his a mental breakdown.
Right. I heard he was pretty good. Like Pro Bowl level, right?
Yeah, he was nasty. He was pretty good.
And then that third guy, would we
Andre James?
No, I'm taking Samson Satelli before Andre James.
Yeah, hell yeah. I'll take. Wisniewski played some center too. He ended up continuing in center.
Well, no one's really given me their thoughts on the third left guard. So, how about we put who did I say Satelli in here, and then Stefan up there, unless anyone's going to object. Or do you want to play your objection card and have Mo Collins in there?
I like Mo Collins. Now it goes back to my point where we were actually winning at that time, but I'm not sure if he was right guard or left guard. But he was a big boy. He was good.
All right. Well, I'll let you play your objection card, so we'll put him there if that's what you want to do. All right. Right guards. So who would be your starter? Gabe?
Yeah, Gabe Jackson's good. He was solid. Pretty good. He's up there.
All right, we'll give it to Gabe. My backup to him was, unless you want to give something else, and salute to you, God, I see in the building, and Sal, would you consider Cooper Carlisle the next man up?
Who?
I thought he was pretty. What do you mean who? He was pretty solid from 2008 to about 2011, 12. Cooper Carlisle.
Who?
All right, chat. Can you guys back me up on this one? Would you have Cooper Carlisle, who was a solid guy, right guard around that late 2010s period, 2000s period, between like 2008 to 2011? I thought he was quite solid. You don't remember him, Nate, but maybe you guys could help me out on that one. And then Dylan Parham would be the next guy.
No,
Dixon.
No. No, not Dylan. This is my category too. I'm gonna draw on a blank.
Yeah, put some respect on my guy Cooper Carlisle. For an offensive line guru, I'm shocked you don't remember Cooper.
Yeah, I don't remember Cooper Carlisle. If I saw a picture, maybe.
He was a solid piece in that late 2000s.
You got a good memory too. I think around those late 2000s, I'm
talking 2010, 11, when we were actually turning things around. Cool Kev says Frank Middleton. Was he
Frank Middleton? That was another one I thought of. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you have him in that consideration?
Yep.
So Carlisle was good. So are we gonna have Parham, or we're gonna have
I don't like
Middleton?
I don't like Parham at all.
So Middleton, Frank Middleton.
Yep.
All right, I'll put him in there. Middleton. All right. The last one here is right tackle. I mean, this is pretty fucking easy. Mr. Kennedy.
Yep.
Is he a Hall of Famer yet?
Nope. I don't think they make the jackets big enough for him yet. Nah, they
right.
Yeah.
That was an easy one. Shoo-in, Lincoln Kennedy.
Yeah.
It's a big drop off after. It's like this to after Lincoln Kennedy. Although we're starting to turn it around at the right tackle position, like it's still, since him, it's been a position in flux. I mean, here would be my names. Trent Brown, as much as he was hard getting him on the field, but when he was on the field, he was stellar. Problem was getting him on the field. So Trent Brown would be my next guy, and then I've actually come to appreciate Khalif Barnes in these later years. Can you believe that? Take care, Lucky. I see.
I didn't like Barnes.
I know, but he gets a rough ride. But like, who would you have? Like, I mean, Austin Howard was Benther's guy, but he was on and off injured, and we didn't really get much burn out of him from memory lane.
You're right. He got injured a lot. It's a tiebreaker between him and oh boy, yeah. Who else?
Barnes, Illumina, or Howard? No, we haven't chat.
Not Illuminar.
Should we go Barnes?
We'll go Barnes for the second.
All right. Okay. Barnes. The best of a pretty bad bunch. All right, chat. Well, look, that's going to be our post-millennium team for now. We'll get on to the defense and the special teams with our next few lives. Nate, you got any final thoughts before we close things off?
Hey, that's it. Stay tuned. Next week we'll be back with the defense and all that good stuff. And y'all take care on the bye week. Kiss the babies, hug the wifey, do all that good stuff, and you take care of each other.
For sure. Take care on the bye week. Bye week blues. Let's regroup, nation, and stay tuned. We'll get back to this, and we'll go to our defense next week. But for now, it's Red Nation for life. Win, lose, tie. You know what time it is. It's Red Nation till we what?
Motherfucking die.
Motherfucking die. All right, peace, chat. We'll catch you on the flip side for sure. All right, take care.